I almost dozed off as our midnight train rattled through West Bengal's countryside. Suddenly, the lights of Begunkodar railway station flashed by, and I blinked in surprise. The train didn't stop. No, it never stops at Begunkodar. Locals call it haunted, and for a chilling reason. In 1967, the station master himself reportedly saw a mysterious woman in a white sari on the tracks and died of fright. Ever since that night, superstitious whispers swirled around Begunkodar. They say a spectral woman runs alongside any passing train, even racing it and overtaking it on the tracks. If that weren't eerie enough, for 42 years trains simply sped through without halting. Now sit back and listen. I'm taking you through the ghostly legend of Begunkodar and the shocking truth behind the train that never stops. Picture this, a deserted railway station at night, eerie silence broken only by the distant sound of a train whistle. In the 1960s, passengers at Begunkodar began whispering about a woman in white who appeared on the platform and tracks. In fact, the Hindu and later news reports say the Begunkodar station was listed among Indian Railway's 10 most haunted stations after passengers and staff deserted it. According to these reports, the station master vanished after seeing that white-clad figure. The very next morning, his body, and that of his family, was found lifeless in the station quarters. People said the frightened station master had told everyone he saw a ghost on the tracks. Soon, the legend grew wilder. Villagers claimed that whenever a train passed after sunset, the ghost ran alongside it on the tracks, sometimes even outrunning the locomotive. One tale says the phantom woman would vanquish any train that dared to slow down. She would dance or dart in front of it at night. The result? Terrified by these stories, no train ever halted at Begunkodar for more than 4 decades. Trains were said to speed through the station at full tilt. Not a single one would stop from 1967 until 2009. This is how Begunkodar earned the nickname, the Haunted Station, and why locals joke about the ghost train that never stops. One foggy night, I decided to experience Begunkodar myself. The station's empty platform lay under a pale moon. The air felt cold and the silence was unnerving. As I crept closer, I almost expected to see a white figure flicker at the edge of the trees. The only sounds were the distant insects and my own heartbeat. I imagined the old stories, a woman in white sprinting next to a rumbling train. In fact, travelers who dared a ghost tour of Begunkodar report hearing strange sounds or seeing shadows. Some were so spooked they'd only stay until sundown and then flee. In the ghost tours organized by a paranormal club, brave souls actually camped out at Begunkodar. The tour package included a midnight visit with lanterns and campfires, retelling the spooky history of the place. Local ghost hunters set up cameras and equipment, hoping to catch something inexplicable. There were nervous whispers and jumps in every noise, but after hours of waiting, they reported nothing but the rustle of bushes. 2 investigators later admitted they felt no phantom at all. Around 2 a.m., they did hear eerie noises, only to discover a group of men in the bushes making the racket. Those hidden pranksters fled when confronted. The investigators suspect these locals were behind the ghostly rumors, using the fear to lure and even rob unwary tourists. Here's where the story takes a turn. The spine-chilling ghost was eventually exposed as a hoax. A team of rationalists from Paschim Banga, Bigyan Mancha, camped overnight with police protection. They found exactly 0 supernatural activity, no ghostly apparition, no eerie woman in white, just the sound of wind and perhaps mischievous locals. Reports now say that for years, some villagers staged ghost sightings on purpose. The idea was to boost a bit of ghost tourism, scaring off passengers so they could prey on those who stayed. In other words, the train that never stopped mystery was man-made, not haunted. According to the facts, Begunkodar station was shut after 1967, not because of an actual curse, but because staff refused to work there. Rumors of ghosts only spread faster when the railway records labeled it haunted. In 2009, then Railway Minister Mamata Banerjee finally reopened Begunkodar station, and trains began to stop again during the day. Strikingly, even today, locals still avoid the place after dark. The train still technically never stops at night, not due to a specter, but because of superstition. The real-life twist? Begunkodar's reputation came from scares created by people, not ghouls. So what happened to our narrator at the station? I left Begunkodar safe and sound, with my adrenaline still pumping, but with the truth in mind. Begunkodar's haunted tale is a classic reminder. Sometimes the scariest stories have very human roots. Don't worry though, the only thing running along the tracks was the wind, not a ghost. If you enjoyed this ghost train adventure, you know what to do. Hit that like button if this story gave you chills. Subscribe for more haunted history and urban legends. Comment below. Do you believe in real ghosts, or are all these tales just tricks of the mind? Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for our next spine-tingling story. Sweet dreams.